April 8th eclipse is one of the most powerful catalysts in your transformation to this next level of you. This eclipse is nothing but, I don't know, I'm just getting the word generous. Like, it's generous if you're on your growth path. If you are in that timeline of yourself that is like, I'm here to be my greatest self. I am here to fulfill my highest potential. I'm here to share light with humanity and uplift humanity. Then this eclipse is just amazingly generous in assisting in this next transformation. So there are a few things that came to me for this eclipse. Cloud, iolite, root, mountain. Iolite, I'm wearing it. It's the stone of clarity. It's the stone to see truth, right? And to see, the Vikings used this stone to find, when it was cloudy, to find the sun. So there is something about this transformation, this next phase that you are entering upon, is like there's some kind of veil being removed. There is something that has been clouding your sight, which is the program. It's just not your true self. That is allowing you to embody and step into this fuller version of yourself, and also see clearly, like, wow, that person is really BSing right now. This is going to be even more clear if you already intuitively can like just pick up on that from anyone. But this is not so much about the outside, which is great because it's helping you see, it's really helping you see truth on the outside, but it's helping you embody your own truth in this new way. So whatever clouds of whatever has been hanging out, stagnant kind of just veil in front of your face for years, whatever kind of program is dissolving. There's that. Second, I said a root and a mountain. So the root is telling me that there is something that you've been working on for quite some time that has, it's just right here. So we have the turtle and we have this little root and just trust. There is something that you have been just like, oh my God, it seems like forever, working towards this next level of yourself and not really feeling like you're seeing the fruition of that thing. Small steps, big freaking accomplishments. So this is the return on investment card. So I thought the root symbol came to me before even kind of working with these cards. So it's like you are ready to get to this next level where you now emerge into a new reality of yourself but you had to root. You had to have that grounding. And that time it took is going to be a return on investment for this next phase of yourself. The mountain image is because I see that you've been working towards this thing, this goal, this next level of you for years or just a really long time. And you are so close to the peak, to the top of this mountain. Also, the mountain is this like broader seeing, right? Like this, there's something about your sight, the iolite. There's something about whatever was in the way. It's like not seeing the forest through the trees or whatever. You're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing everything. So there's this, because this veil is being removed, which acts like brain fog, which acts like anxiety, which acts like fear, which acts like stay in the thing that you don't really want to stay in because somehow that seems safer than doing the thing you love, is softly breezing away. And it's not, for some, and who am I kidding? It's eclipse. For some of you, it will be like quite clear and obvious that like the veil is ripped. And for others, it's a nice, gentle wipe away. So what else I'm seeing, because this is the month of the eagle, you can go to my YouTube, or I'll link it wherever. April and the eagle are really combined. And I was just watching the eagle fledgling, the baby eagle, you know, who's really fearful and trying to fly. And there's something that's coming forth about this. So one is that it started flying around end of June, beginning of July in this documentary that I watched. So there's something about, I think, that is happening during this eclipse that is really leading to this fuller flight and this embodiment of this next level of you towards, you know, more summertime. But it is coming into, right, like the sapling, like you're popping your head out, even little mole popping his head out, safe, and just trust, okay? It says just trust whatever is going on right now. But the other thing that was coming through when I was looking at this card, even though it's baby hawk, I did have one person think that this was an eagle. So I just thought, like, yeah, you know, the metaphor and seeing the baby eagle in the documentary I watched yesterday, this just is on par. So watching the baby eagle, he practices he's really scared to do the jump. Specifically this eagle, his like brother eagle was like, oh, I'm out of here, like, peace. But this one eagle was having a really hard time. And I was like, oh my God, I so can relate to this guy. Like, it was so scared to jump. It was so scared to leave the nest. So he starts doing these things where he's, you know, practicing kind of jumping to higher, flying up to a little bit higher branch, like practicing safe practice. And then, you know, hovering over the nest for a second. And then, you know, so he was practicing. And this card is Nourishment While Waiting, which is really like, what is the future version of you doing that you're not doing now, that you can start practicing, that you can start embodying now to become that? So the thought that came to me with this, that is different from the guidance I usually share, is like, what out loud pretend conversations can you start having now? Because see how like the eagle that was like scared to jump the nest was so just like, it stayed really safe until he did finally go and fly. But he was like, I'm just gonna jump above a little bit. I'm gonna jump to the like little higher like branch above me. I'm not making any bold moves until he eventually does. So this to me was like pretending, like just pretend, like go have a conversation with your future beloved partner. That is like the most amazing thing. Go have a pretend conversation where you're being, I don't know, like maybe you're being interviewed on a podcast. Go have a future pretend conversation with whatever the thing is that you're trying to manifest. Like go pretend it out. Go pretend it out. And it's that simple. So the other thing is, because there has been this, and this comes up because my last session with a really amazing client, it was like this clear balance between action and surrender to receive. So there's a lot about this action that you've been taking, and that life is assisting you in all of this, but it is just important to be open. And April, the meaning of April in its etymology is open. So it's really important this month to embody this openness. And I'm just gonna pull a couple cards to just wrap this up of what, let's just ask the eclipse any guidance and wisdom it wants to share with us. And then let's ask our bodies, and in accordance as the clip, what does our body want to share? And then I want to ask our transformation that's happening for us, this really positive transformation. And then there's something also just like really unknown going on in a good way, but just is like impossible. Like it makes you even doubt everything. Just like there's some kind of like unknown energy that sometimes can feel like, what am I doing? Okay. Oh, wow. Interesting. Oh, awesome. Okay. So, the eclipse has humor. Lighten up. And this card is like, it's just like, this card and what the eclipse is doing is rolling its eyes on you. Like, oh my God, you're so worried about all this stuff, but it's totally okay. It's totally happening. Like, you're good. And this card comes, the embodiment of receiving this card is you channeling the version of you who like almost kind of thinks whatever fear they already know. Okay, so this card comes when you have channeled the version of you who has not only like manifested the thing that they want, but just kind of reflects back at you and is like, oh my God, like you're believing that weird story. Like, come on, lighten it up. So this is what the eclipse also wants to share with you. First, lighten up. But guess what? Oh my God, abundance. Okay, so this card is all about you finally freaking aligning within the abundance of yourself. Finally freaking, it's so funny when I sometimes listen to how many times I say freaking. It is, a lot. So there is this kind of journey you've been on and let's just say like, you've been trying these different radio stations your whole life and they all kind of, some feel good, some feel awful, some you kind of, and all of a sudden you tune into this radio station and you're like, zzz, because you're like, oh my God, this is my vibration. This is my frequency. I'm the violin that has been waiting to play this song forever, that this symphony that I just tuned into, that's what it's missing. It was missing me and I was missing it. And then it's like, so there's some kind of alignment that you're getting into that is the abundance of you. Remember this thing that's clearing your sight, this true sight. This is about you aligning with your truth and it will be reflected on the outside. The abundance is coming from the outside because the abundance is coming from the inside. And this is also a part of your alignment of what life created you to do. And this is also shares that like you're not alone. There are things and seen and unseen entities and ancestors and just guides like a part of this process for you that you have to do the work, and that makes your guides' ability to assist you like a billion times easier. So you've been doing the work. Your guides are like, like they can plug into you so much quicker because you've been working on yourself and you're lining into this next level of your own abundance that will be reflected on the outside, but lighten freaking up because whatever you're so worried about is a big fat eye roll. Thanks, Eclipse. Thanks, future self, who's looking at your current scared self like, idiot. Okay. Speaking of the past, the future, the present. It's all now, right? So the transformation that we are going through. You know, it's like, what did I even pull? What was the last, whatever, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's like I get so wrapped up in whatever we're saying. So we'll just start with the transformation that we're going through. So this transformation is asking you, man, it's such a choice. And this is this whole thing with like the back and forth between the program, seeing through the eyes of the program, and then through the eyes of your true self, right? Like, this is the eyes of your true self, like, oh my God, like everything's cool and awesome. And then getting hijacked by the program again. So we see beyond the past. The whole ugly duckling story is like, this guy turns into a beautiful swan, unique black swan, but was so traumatized by being made fun of by a bunch of mean ducks that he didn't look right, you know. And swans, they're like little, when they're babies, they're like gray, and look at him. He only sees himself as the little gray baby swan who is made fun of. And he can't even honor that he's this like profoundly dope creature. So your transformation is asking you to wake up and see who you are, and that is actually a choice. Like, who are you going to be? Are you going to be this version of yourself, or are you going to be this version of yourself? It is actually a choice. When you get hijacked by the program, yes, we all know when you are triggered, when all that stuff goes down, it's really hard to go back into that alignment, to the open self, to the aspect of you who believes in life, to all the things. But you go, and if you're at work and the thing happens, you go and run to the bathroom and secretly do some like meditation practice where you're envisioning yourself as light, where you're calling in your highest self, you're opening yourself, because right, the quantum jump, we want you to stay in the quantum jump of your highest self, of your most beautiful self. We want to get momentum behind the part of you who is your truth, because that's the whole freaking point of this eclipse, is for you to stand in your freaking truth, which is a never-ending journey, just one thing. But this is a big one, guys. This is a big veil being removed. And when you get hijacked by the program, and you will know it because you feel small, you feel any kind of fear, you feel ugly, you feel like, I don't know how this dream is going to work out. Hijacked. The program freaking hijacked you. So you are being asked to choose to stay, like I said, how? You find any second to yourself to go within and to visualize, you know, calling in your angels, calling in the prayer, calling in whatever, just embodying that. And even if you don't feel, oh, I didn't shift. No, you just made the effort to bring that in, and it will have a reverberation. It will have an effect. Maybe you won't feel it for another 2 hours. Maybe you will feel it the next day, but it freaking affects you, because the month of the eagle, which is April, who is actually staying with us for quite some time now, that I understand that the real flight of the eagle, like baby eagle, is here with us. Flight of eagle is here for the summer, like July, end of June. But this is like your thoughts. When eagle comes, your thoughts, your actions, and your words are going to have more immediate like response. So I don't care if you feel jacked up in the program. You make sure that your words to yourself, to your consciousness, are like, okay, this sucks. I'm believing the story. I am accepting that this is the way I feel, but I'm allowing it to transmute. I'm going to take this 1 minute to go, to the bathroom at work, to just sit on the stall and actually just meditate, see myself as light, see eagle feathers growing out of me, like whatever it is, because that will have a huge effect. Like, we get it. We're getting hijacked all the time. It's happening non-freaking stop. It's okay. As long as the acceptance, and then you're talking to your consciousness about, okay, it's transforming, bringing in my healers, whatever. And And then the last, dang it, this is where it's like, I even side note, I'm trying, like, right when I pull those cards, I'm like, this is what that means. Meaning, I know that this is the eclipse, that was the transformation, and then the last third pile, I'll write it right here because I cannot remember what messages is coming from. So I'll be super interested to see what this says. So I just understood this card on a deeper level today because I'm working on writing out the meanings, and I was writing the meaning of this. So become the prayer. Become the prayer is actually, you just channeled your prayer. Like whatever your prayer is for this next phase, this card arises, the tech of this card is actually channeling what your prayer wants to share with you. And your prayer is saying that despite maybe not seeing any proof, despite maybe some difficulties happening, that your prayer is literally like it's all working out. You have to see the silver lining. You have to understand that this is actually happening. Get it through your thick skull that you're manifesting the thing, okay? Like your prayer is happening, but how, you know, and I hear the whistling of the radiator over there that's like, listen to the prayer. So how do we embody our prayer? Our prayer is like, what the message from the prayer wants you to know is that, one, your prayer needs you to be the prayer. Like you have to become the prayer, and you have to know that the prayer is being answered. It's like some sick, twisted joke where life was like, yeah, your prayer will be answered once you know your prayer will be answered. Your prayer will be answered when you become the prayer answered. It's you. You're your prayer. You're your answer. It's like the eagle move of what we said, like go act it out. Go pretend in the mirror or whatever that you are acting out that life. Become the freaking prayer. Your prayer is like, you actualize me because you actualize me when you become me. So become the prayer. Become the knowing that the prayer, and this prayer is so, what I was coming through when I was writing this was that it was like, whatever stupid thing, whatever hurt, pain, and I'm not saying your hurt or pain is stupid. I'm saying if there is something stupid, or if there is like a hurt and a pain, or you're just not seeing it, it's all actually happening. All those things are happening so the prayer can happen. But the last piece of the puzzle is for you to embody the answered prayer. It's happening. See the silver lining. See the silver freaking lining. And sapphire, it is the stone of transformation. It's a chemical color that only comes into its essence when it's put into light, and then you see its color, because the structure, all the color waves or however it works, dances and transforms in the light. So this is talking about there is something really positive, a positive transformation coming for you. And then it's better than you can imagine. Like, sorry, it just doesn't get better than that. See, like, we see the baby gestating, or it's in this whole, like, if someone went to the mother's stomach and was like, hey, are you excited for this next level of you? It would be like, no habla inglés. Like, what? There is some level of your life that will be so freaking foreign, and oddly enough, like, have I been here before? Because it is a part of your DNA to become this next level that is coming for you. Dragonfly is a nymph underwater for like 3 to 7 years, depending on its species. It's like, it could never fathom what it's like to go fly because it doesn't even know what air is. It's underwater for most of its life. So whatever you've been submerged under, get ready to freaking fly. Okay, get ready to fly. It's only freaking awesome. And just one more. Yep, you're almost there. I'm out of here, guys. You're almost there. I'm Cara Elizabeth. Follow me on Cara Elizabeth Speaks on Instagram, TikTok. Give me a like. Give me a little type it out. That really helps boost me. I'm really working towards this YouTube thing, and I just think it's really fun to like have longer conversations and these readings with you guys. So it is newer for me, but I've been trying to be steady, and just any, writing or liking and helps me out. So I would love that. And yeah, if you want a deck, Amazon or just like a trillion other cool places. I love you. World peace forever. One way we all can create world peace is becoming our true self, because no freaking true self person would destroy other people. Like, it's just would destroy. No person in their deepest truth and honoring and embodying their truth would hurt Mother Earth. No person in their deepest truth would have so much division with other people's. Like, there's so many benefits to you aligning with your truth and discovering. It is an ongoing discovery of our truth, but like, that is one really cool way we can all be a part of creating world peace, because it's going to happen with or without you. Deal with it. World peace is coming. I'm here for it. I know you are. Let's illuminate the world.